Hi, I'm Elly. Today I'm going to read a story called Who's Got Spots? Are you ready to listen? Okay, I'm going to read you the story. Who's Got Spots? Good luck, called Kip's dad. This was the day Mrs. Speck was going to announce the solo singer for the Autumn Fest. Kip was hoping it would be him. Kip could hardly sit still. He was too excited. He was also worried. What if Mrs. Speck stood in front of the whole class and said someone else's name? Oh my god. Wait a minute, guys. Sorry. The phone flipped over. Wait a minute. Mrs. Speck stood up in front of the whole class and said someone else's name. What if the name she calls is Kip? Mrs. Speck announced with a big smile. Kip will be our solo singer. All the kids cheered. For the first time since triumphs, Kip relaxed. What a great day this was turning out to be. Practice for the Autumn Fest began right away. It takes many voices to make a chorus, said Mrs. Speck. Kip will sing the solo, but each one of you is important. So be sure to come to every practice. Don't worry, said Kip, who was sure that nothing would get in the way of their show. But the next day, Kip found out that something was getting in the way. I have bad news, said Mrs. Speck. 3 people in the chorus has chicken pox. Travis, Mai, and Corey. All the kids began talking at once. Have you had it? I've already. Will I get it? Do you get chicken pox from a chicken? A chicken? Oh no, said Mrs. Speck. You catch it for someone who has it. The good news is that once you get chicken pox, you can never get it again. Still, the room buzzed with worried voices. What about the show? Cried Kip. Well, let's see, said Mrs. Speck. There are 15 people in our course. We can perform it. At least 10 are well by the date of the show. What are the chances of that? Whispered Alice, the girl next to Kip. Chickenpox is really contagious. I know, said Kip in a worried voice. Mrs. Speck sighed. All we can do is wait and see. Who knows what will happen in the next 2 weeks? Waiting won't take the worry away, Kip said to Alice on the way home from school. I wish I could figure out what the changes are for 10 of us to be well on the day of the show. Ha! Alice laughed. Do you have a crystal ball that tells about chicken pox? A smile spread across Kip's face. I'll talk to you later, he said. I'm going to go home and make something that will tell us more about a crystal ball. I'm going to make a chart. 3 kids have chicken pox now, Kip thought. It only has 7 to 10 days, so they'll be better in time for the show. We made 3 marks on the haven't now column. Now he made 1 mark under the never had it. That mark was for him. So Kip looked at the chart, and the had it column didn't have any marks yet. 11 kids to call, he said. Better get started. Kip called Alice first. I'm doing a chicken pox survey, he told her. Have you had it? I had it last year, Alice said. You went trick-or-treating for me because I couldn't go, remember? That's right, Kip said. He marked his chart. Kip made more calls. Everyone had something different to say. I had it, Jim said. I was scratching the whole time I was away at camp. I shut the doors and turned the locks. I'll never get the chicken pox, grinned Callie. Chicken pox? I had 219 spots, wailed Anna. My mom made me wear mittens so I wouldn't scratch, Matt told me. Kip called Sophia and Cholo next. Neither of them had a chicken pox. 2 more never had it, column, he thought. Only 4 more calls to make. The next day, Kip showed the chart to the class. Look, he said, we have 7 kids for the show. How did you figure that? Asked Rob. Like this, explained Kim. 4 kids had chickenpox already, so they couldn't get it out. The 30 kids who have it now should be better in the plenty of time to sing. That's 7 kids. All we need is 10. I get it, said Amy, so at least 3 more of us have to stay healthy. From that second beyond, everyone who had never had chickenpox tried everything not to get chickenpox. Amy started wearing a bag of chicken and got out of the doctor's office. Don't breathe on me, she said to everyone. Fred more gloves all day. A glove a day keeps the germs away, she said. And Jackson sprayed a germ killer on the chairs in the classroom just to be extra safe, he whispered. And Kim tried very hard to sing with his mouth closed. To protect my throat, he mumbled. The next day, Joel, Fred, and Sophie were absent. In chickenpox, Mrs. Beck said sadly, my Travis, Mai, and Corey will be back tomorrow. Uh-oh, said Kim. My chart doesn't work so well anymore. I can't keep track of who's sick and who isn't. How about making a graph with the kids' names on it? Alice suggested. We can use sticky notes. Great idea, said Kip. Then we can move them around and things changed. Hugh, Kip said when they were finished. It's 2 days till the show. If nobody else gets sick, we'll have 12 kids. The next day before the show, Mrs. Beck had some more bad news. Kelly and Jackson, she said, shaking her hand, chickenpox. Oh no, Kip thought, we're down to 10. He turned to Rob and Amy. Okay, you guys, none of us can get sick. That night, Kim made a terrible discovery. When he took off his shirt, he looked at his stomach and gasped. Oh no, I've got a spot. When Kip felt like crying, I have to be in the show, he thought. I just won't tell anyone. Kid rolled over the covers. In the darkness, he thought about his solo, but he didn't feel good about it anymore, and he knew why. Kid sat up and shouted, Mom, Dad, I have chickenpox. His parents hurried into the room and turned on the light. Kid showed up the spot, looked closely, and then he laughed. You don't have chickenpox, he said. That spot's just freckle. And the next day, Kid saw was the spotlight shining on him as he sang his solo perfectly. Oh, but what does that mean? He first thought that he has a chickenpox. What is actually a chickenpox? I guess it's like a spot, something that comes all over your body that makes you sick. And this is the thing that Kib is telling everyone and making the graph with sticky notes. Oops. Okay, and today, guys, I read a story called Who's Got Spots? Do you had a spot? I never had that before. Okay, thank you for seeing this video. Bye. Bye-bye.